Alright, guys, so we've made it through 1 through 3. Yay! Now we're on to 4. 4, by a lot, is considered the worst game in the series. Now, in my opinion, it's not. A lot of people say it's the worst game in the series because the war battles are pretty much Battleship. The main, I guess you could call him your best friend slash villain, is a wimpy ass character and you just want to kill him, but you can't. You shouldn't. He's the last star of Destiny. So that's kind of already been done with Joey in 2, and a lot better and a lot more moving. You just kind of like, you asshole, I want to kill you. With Snow, who's your best friend. So people, and the fact that you can only have 4 party members when we kind of got used to having 6. So people are like, it's bad game. Bad game, bad game, bad game, bad game. But I would say it's not. It's not one of the best games, don't get me wrong. But it's not a bad game. The 3D graphics are improved a lot. Your best friend Snow is a wimpy-ass character, and I would love to just smack him and make him... I hate him with a passion. And for those of you that haven't played 4, go play 4. Just for like 4 hours. You'll hate Snow immensely. What it is Snow is supposed to be your best friend. Well, number 1, in the first ship battle, which teaches you the war system in the game, but you say, oh, well, this magic rune beats this rune, and you fire rune cannons at the other ship. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Except for like the last war battle, it's kind of hard. He's like, you do it. Okay. Wimpy. Later on in the game, when your ship is attacked, he abandons ship, and you stay and fight. He also runs after pirates when he shouldn't. It's kind of like, it's an idiot. And he whines about it all the time. And then, when, the Soul Eater rune appears, not Soul Eater, the True Rune of Punishment, Commander Glenn, who has raised your character for most of your life, when he gets it, he doesn't want you to get it. And you're like, what? Why? You don't really understand. Until you do get it, and he dies. You already have part of it on you, and he doesn't want you to get the other part of it. For good reason. It kills you as as you use it. And, you weren't supposed to be there when Commander Glenn died, because it would just go back to its home. But anyways, you do find out where the True Rune of Punishment was housed. You go there, and you meet the leader, Lino in Kuldes, and after that, subtle hints are dropped that he is your father. Big, like it's not like dropped on you like a bombshell, but it's like Leon in Kuldes says like he doesn't realize who he is, and later on in the game he tells you this story. And if you think about it, you're like, oh my god, I'm a prince. And so you're like, okay. And so you lead this army to destroy Kuluk, the Kuluk Empire. You enlist pirates and cat people and mermaids. Cool. To destroy the Kuluk Empire. Kuluk is bad people. Like, they take this cannon and they fire it at Sayla, I think is what it's called, and just utterly, wipe out the fucking town. Like, they are hardcore bad guys. But then again, when you find out, the leaders that are doing this, you kind of feel bad for them. Like, there's Graham Clay, who I feel for. You find out, closer to the end of the game, that he had a kid who you've already encountered in the rune itself. His kid had the rune, and his kid used the rune, and his kid died. So, Graham Clay wants revenge he wants the true rune for himself because he wants it to kill him so he can be reunited with his kid. And he knows it's somewhere on the island nations. And the other guy, I can't even remember his name right offhand, but the other villain, like, he's constantly, like, he's like one of the main commanders. He is constantly reassessing himself. He's constantly, you know, like, we shouldn't be doing this. This doesn't sound right. And then he chooses to go, like, in the final battle, she said it's a hard one, because the ships have everything to counter your runes, so it's a little drawn-out battle. The ending scene is literally him going down with his ship, and you say, you know, why don't you just join us? And he's like, no, a captain goes down with its ship, and you're like, but. So that is upsetting as well. You know, people get upset because these characters that you find out, you know, you get invested in them. The only character that you probably hate by the end of the game is Snow. Oddly enough. Like, the person that is supposed to be your best friend goes villain to save, the little island you're on, that empire. He does that to save those people, but those people even hate him. Like, he is the most hated character in that game. And, you know, it's kind of like, wow. And some characters change his outfits, like, 3 or 4 times, and you can get the different outfits. But, like, hell, by the time I got him at the closer to the end of the game, because the last character you get, I was like, fuck it. I don't care. He can stay in the fucking, you know, like, slave clothes almost. Like, the tunic and the pants that he has on look kind of like slave clothes. And he admits that he was wrong. And I'm like, good. You're an asshole. I'm never going to use you. Now, supposedly, he's actually one of the strongest characters in the game if you, like, get him leveled up, because you and him have a best friend attack, and evidently it's fucking gold. But my last battle, against this giant fucking tree that needs to go down a fire, it was the main character. It was Kika, who was pirate. She's awesome. It's Ted, and I can't even remember the other character that I had. But anyways, because Ted has a Soul Eater rune, so I'm just like, and your main character has the True Rune of Punishment. And I think I had another mage in my party, like a powerful mage. But anyways, it's just kind of like, I can obliterate everything. But you can only have 4 people in your party, which kind of sucks when you're used to having 6. I'm glad that you're not controlling them in pairs, but kind of would like 6. So I can kind of see why people are upset that you can only have 4. 4! Now when you're on your ship, that's a different thing, because you have 3 parties of 4 characters that you can switch in and out, so you can get people experience. But you can also cheat the system by getting a lot of money by going down to the dojo and just kicking the crap out of all the characters you've recruited. And you get the Sunbeam Orb, and you can sell it and get the best equipment. So bad. So bad. It's horrible. But it's also kind of funny that you can do that. Vicky reappears, Jane reappears, of course. Leknot, like, appears when, like, you're asleep in your fucking room and creeps me out and talks to you, again, with eyes closed. But, you know, there are some points in this game that could have been improved, but I actually think the story is pretty solid. If, like, Snow could have been, like, reworked or something, they could have done so much better with his character. But by the end, you just want to kill him. Like, every time it pops up that you beat him, you get options. They give you options. You can chop his head off. That's an option. It's called execute. You can send him out to sea, let the sea decide his fate, which is the one you're supposed to choose, or you can say, will you join me? If you say, will you join me, he'll say no. Then you execute, or send, let sea decide his fate. If you choose sea decide his fate all like 3 or 4 times, then you get him. If you don't, if you chop his head off, then you don't get him. And you don't get the best ending. And the best ending fucks everything, okay? So, I have figured out, because I have played 5, and 5 comes after 4, that the hero must have lived. some way, somehow, the hero must have lived. Even though he uses, like, the final scene is him using his rune one last time to destroy the big, huge rune thingy on the tower and save everybody. Then he's dead. That is the assumed thing, is that he is dead. Deader than a doorknob. Deader than a doorbell. Whatever. He's dead. Okay? And they put him on a little ship, little dinky ship, and they send him out. Like even someone that had died at sea, a heroic death. Now, if you didn't get snow, that's the end. Done. If you did get snow, after the credits, the continuation of the scene comes. And the hero stands up and goes like this to another ship. Meaning he lived. I was like, the fuck is this shit? But it was alright. I was kind of happy, but I kind of knew he had to survive because it's like his great-great-granddaughter or something is alive and like 5, and you're like, she's got brown hair. When Flair, who is his sister, Flair has blonde hair. Okay? So unless Flair found some dude with brown hair and had a baby, and had babies, and they freaking got brown hair, you figure that the hero somehow lived, from 4. But anyway, so that's 4 in a nutshell, and I'd give 4 probably about a 6 out of 10. It's got a solid story. Graphics have been improved, which is great, but snow almost ruins the game for everybody. He doesn't improve the game, he ruins it. So, I will see you all in the next video.